All right, welcome folks to my breakdown of the Gorge gravel race in the gorgeous little town of Dufur, Oregon. Yes, I said Dufur, Oregon. Dufur is this tiny, fantastic little town of 600 that is near the Columbia River Gorge, which is kind of why it's called the Gorge Gravel Ground. Here is the start of the Pro Elite field. They are doing the big course, the big grinder course, which was like 95 miles and 7,800 feet of climbing or something like that. And that was a big boy race. This was the start of the medium course. I had a bunch of teammates in this field, and this race was like 65 miles and 5,000 feet of climbing or something like that. And so had a bunch of people in this, and it was really quite well attended. So very cool.
Hitchcock, you think I should re-evaluate my legacy, and it should be what?
Lance Dickmeister.
Lance Dickmeister.
Yes.
Not Lance freaking Hepler. It should be Lance Dickmeister Hepler.
Just Lance Dickmeisters. Give your children a break.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
That's my good friend Chris Hitchcock, just giving me some crap, which I think is hilarious. So we're good friends.
Oh man, we are so good.
This is Chad Sperry.
We got 800 or 900 people registered?
Over 900.
Over 900.
Over 900.
Fantastic. Let's make it a good day.
Yeah.
Chad Sperry is the promoter of Breakaway Promotions. It is his promotion company that puts these races on. He's been putting on races for like 20 years. Used to do the Cascade Cycling Classic in the Oregon area. This is just this was about 900 people in this race were registered for this race. So lots of camping, lots of car camping. We took over lots of little spots. It was kind of very cool little town. This is the start of my race. I did the small grinder course, which was like 45 miles and 3,800 feet of climbing. And yes, people call it the kiddie course or the baby course. And yeah, I don't care. So yeah, I do choose to do these smaller courses because it just doesn't beat me up quite as much. And I'm going to stop making excuses right there. So this race, it starts with a neutral section. Right after the neutral section, there is a gravel climb that is roughly 3 or 4 miles long, but it's got 1 mile of kind of steeper stuff. And this is the start of the steeper gravel section. And there was about 220 or 250 people in this small grinder field. And you could see how gorgeous it was. The roads were gorgeous, but I lost contact with the front group of 10 right off the bat, right at that first grind up the hill. But then it flattened out up at the top, and I caught back on to a couple folks and a couple people, and one of those being my teammate Justin Sipple. And my teammate Justin Sipple, I believe he's like 45, so he's like 10 years younger than me. I'm 55. And we ended up having a great day together, which is really quite nice. But that's coming. First off, there's Justin right there on the right. About 10 miles into this course, there's a section that's called Haberline Road. And they call it the Cheetah section. Look at that sign on the left says Cheetah Shortcut, or you can go straight. This is a very technical 1 mile road. Some tricky sand sections, lots of big rocks, a little bit of a creek crossing. And you can avoid all this, but the course is a mile longer if you go the other direction. Well, I'm good at technical stuff like this and at technical descents, and this had a bit of a technical descent section on it. And so once we caught those 4 guys along the ridge there, I kind of jumped ahead of them right here and then hit this section kind of as hard as I could to kind of try to rip through it. And I don't know, there was roughly 700 or 800 people that went through this course today. And according to Strava, I had one of the 7th or 8th fastest time through this section on this day, even though I'm an old man and doing the short course. You can see there's a little bit of a creek crossing, and then there's a little bit of a technical climb here, and then another technical descent with big ruts and big rocks that I was just kind of ripping through. During this section, Justin and I ended up dropping the 2 guys that we had caught right there. So now, I don't know, we were roughly in 7th or 8th position overall. And we were competing in the Masters division, which is 45 to 59. And so I didn't know how many of the people ahead of us were in our field or not. This is Justin. But for the next basically 25 miles, Justin and I traded poles all along this ridge that was just rolling. Now this course is about 49% paved and 50% gravel, so there's a lot of pavement, there's a lot of gravel, so choose your tires accordingly. But just know Justin is right on my wheel. We are trading poles through all this, and he kept coming to the front in some sections, and then I would go to the front, and it was really nice to have a teammate through this. Last year I did this race, I was a little bit fitter, I was a little bit faster, I wasn't such a head case like I am this year for whatever reason, and there weren't as many fast people in this race, and I won it like going away last year. Today was much more difficult conditions. We had 20 mile per hour sustained winds and gusts of 35. And so having a teammate like Justin made this much more enjoyable. Justin is a big guy like me. We're over 180 pounds. We like to go downhill well. We don't do big long climbs very well, but like rollers, that's kind of our jam. And so me and Justin trading poles through this was quite enjoyable. Most of these cyclists that we're catching, they were in the medium course, and they had a 40-minute head start on us. And so all these people that we're catching and all these people we're going through, like at this point, they're all doing the medium course, so they weren't really in our race. They had different colored bibs that we could see on their backs, and so we kind of knew that we weren't racing each other, which kind of made a difference. But Justin and I worked really hard to try to bring some people back. We didn't know if we'd catch anybody else, but hallelujah, somehow we did catch a few more people that were in our race that had gone out pretty hard. And here's a couple of them right here. There's not this guy on my right, but the two guys ahead of him. They were both in the small course, and one of them was in my age group, one of them was not, but I wasn't sure. You can't really tell just by looking at them. And at this point, there was one final roller that Justin didn't quite hang on, which I kind of felt bad. I wanted him to stay with me, but he just didn't quite at the very end. Our small grinder course ended with a 6-mile gravel downhill. Okay, that's my jam. I knew that I could probably get these two guys if I kind of attacked on that. And that's what I did, is right as it started to get a little bit steeper, I jumped on it and attacked and tried to cruise down this gravel descent. It was not easy today. There was a 20-mile-an-hour block headwind the whole way down, so it wasn't super fast. But again, I have like 20 or 30 pounds on those two guys, and I'm just gonna go downhill faster than they did. It was not all cake and roses here, because I was cramping quite a bit and fighting cramps as I was trying to put some distance in them. I was looking over my shoulder like every 30 seconds to see if they were gaining on me, and they were not. And then once you got through the gravel end, there was this short half-mile paved climb to the finish line, and I was able to hold those two guys off, which kind of surprised me, but because this year has not gone well for me, but I ended up kind of having a result today, which is decent for me. And yes, I know it's the kiddie race, but I did manage to hold it off. The woman who won the women overall, Juliet Hochman, I talked about her at the last gravel race. She just freaking crushed it. She beat me by about a minute here, and she's a triathlete and a triathlon coach, and so it was very cool. So I ended up third in the Masters 45 to 59. Justin was about a minute behind me in fourth, and the winner of our race, here's Juliet Hochman. After she wins the race, what does she do? She puts her shoes on and goes for a transition run. She's 58, ladies and gentlemen. This woman is kind of my hero. Good for her. Way to go. But there you go. I ended up making the podium. I got to step on the box today. I'm not so sure how many times this is going to happen this year, and that is also just fine. The winner of our field is Michael Brown. He's from Bend. He's the father of Ian Brown, who is on the Bear national team. And if you know the Bear national team, it's like the premier off-road development team for young talent in the United States. They do mountain bike races and gravel races, and Ian Brown is living in Durango at the moment. He is 19 or 20 years old. He was a crusher as a young talent and a very good cyclocross racer. There's Michael Brown. He's a solid dude. He's a great guy. He beat me by 6 minutes today, so totally ran away from us. So good times, great race. Thanks for watching.